Hey, family. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good night, wherever you are, whoever you are. Welcome to the Just Stop It Show. Yes, coming to you live with none other than yours truly, the Grand Queen, coming at you tonight. Thank you for stopping by the Pit Stop Show earlier this evening. We so appreciate you. So here you are at the Just Stop It Show. Hung out with me at the pit stop earlier on, and I appreciate you for that. And yeah, here we are. Another day, another moment. And yeah, talking about freedom. It's about the freedom run tonight, all day, every day. This is also still Mental Health Awareness Month, also Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And yeah, we got a good one for you. And just want to keep doing what we do, making sure that, we make mental health a priority. I'm just saying. So, yeah. So here we are at welcome to the Just Stop It show. And yeah, this is for you. No doubt. And yeah, so we just checked in earlier. We just did a mental health check in with each other. As I mentioned earlier, I was like, bro, you good? You know, hey, sis, you good? I just wanted to know, are you good? That part. So, yeah, here we are, just making the best of it, just doing some little tweaking there. This is live. Welcome to the Just Stop It show, live with you, none other than yours truly, the Grand Queen, coming back at you tonight. This is the Just Stop It show. All right. So here we are tonight. Take a breather. We're protecting our what? Our peace and honoring our people. We're protecting our peace and honoring our people. That's all of us. And we're also celebrating you. I celebrate me, I celebrate you. We celebrate each other. Again, welcome to the Just Stop It show. So those of you, please, go to J Tire Form 1 at YouTube, at at Just Us, J Tire Form 1 at YouTube, and just join me live. Join the conversation. I want to hear from you. I'm live tonight with you. I want to hear from you. So yeah, we're talking about the freedom. We're on the freedom train, freedom of mind, the champion effect. We are all champions. Some people are probably saying, "What? You don't know?" Yes, we are. We are all champions. So champions do what? Protect their peace and they honor their people. That's what champions do. And we're honoring each other in this month of June. We're honoring good mental health. We're honoring good mental health awareness with our men. We're honoring good mental health and teaching what freedom means. It's connected, it's so connected. We are honoring the fact that freedom is not the ability to bully. Freedom is the ability to build and rise. Yeah. And so at the Just Stop It show tonight, we want to protect our peace and talk about protecting and honoring. I have to say, honoring Juneteenth. Juneteenth, check out the ticker going across. It's about your comeback story. Also, chapter 2 from the ebook ties into Juneteenth for building, for creating peace and building healing. Juneteenth teaches us what? Freedom. And in the ebook, God's Mind Over Our Matters, chapter 2 teaches us about the championship. You know what champions do? They don't bully, they build. So today, build your peace, build your healing. You're a champion. As I mentioned earlier on, about the Knicks. hmm And fight for everything is just like happening in the city in New York City, and the championships across the sports world. It's not just about winning, it's about building. It's about building relationships. I never seen so many people come together like that in peacetime, creating peace. I mean, people in different neighborhoods were pulling up big screen TVs and big screens, presenting screens so people could sit outside and watch the game and just have conversation. That really was amazing. I don't know how much it helped to build anything. Maybe just to start conversations on building community in the neighborhood, in the community, on building better relationships in the community, just based upon sport, not worshiping sport, but just based upon just having a conversation, what's meaningful and making it meaningful. And that's what it's about, teaching what champions do. We are all champions. We build, we understand peace, we we really understand how to receive and perceive what's good for us and not just what's good to us. And we learn what freedom is about. Juneteenth teaches us what? A comeback story on freedom. What does freedom mean to you? Somebody hit me up in the chat at JTire Form 1 and tell me, what does freedom mean to you? Hit me up in the chat at JTire Form 1. What are you thinking about in terms of freedom? What are you thinking about? How have our ancestors, what changed from our parents? What changed? How did they build? How did they build and 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 engage freedom? How did they build freedom? Tell me some of the stuff that your parents, your great grandparents, our ancestors did to build, to create the bridge of freedom. And I know somebody's probably saying right now, listen, we are not that free. And you know what? I ain't going to lie. Sometimes it feels that way. We are not that free. But it depends on how freedom is defined. It depends on how we are building and what those keys, what those tools of freedom are about, and what are our strengths. Listen, our ancestors did not just survive, they strategized. How are we strategizing in freedom? Somebody hit me up in the chat at JTire Forum 1 and tell me how. How are you building? What are you doing to outlive the injustice? God's justice always outlives man's injustice. God's justice always does what? Outlives man's injustice, humankind's injustice. Liberation is spiritual. Freedom is spiritual, family. It's spiritual and it's meaningful. It's not a dead end. And it helps you to break chains. Freedom helps to break the chain. Well, let's talk about how Juneteenth started. Let's talk about how Juneteenth started. For those of you who care enough, if you care enough, that's okay. And you're talking about protecting your peace and honoring people, and what does God say about it? What's his mindset over it? Because we are in his best interest. So yeah, Juneteenth, freedom. June 19th, of course, 1865, freedom finally reached Galveston, Galveston, Texas, 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. Juneteenth became the sound of chains breaking and minds awakening. It's not just history, it's a mental health checkpoint. You get that, family? We're not just talking about history. This ain't no history lesson tonight, family. This is about living in peace and not in pieces. This is a mental health checkpoint for every generation that survived and rose from the previous mindset of freedom. They built the pathway, they built some bridges. Now we got to Keep expanding those bridges and building new bridges, making new history. Dropping the freedom train. Drop your freedom what? Drop your freedom word. Release, rise, restore, reclaim. Those are mine. This is the call to action. These are my freedom words. What's yours? Drop them at J Tire Form 1, YouTube. Go to J Tire Form 1, just us at YouTube, and drop your freedom word. Mine, you see mine right here. Release, rise, restore, reclaim. And let me add one more, accountability. That part. Not enough people are accountable for the release, for the rise, for the restoring, for the reclaiming. Not enough people. So to help you champion those thoughts, check out this ebook, God's Mind Over Our Matters, at Google Books, Amazon, and Barnes and Nobles. Check it out. It's your go-to tool. We got to have tools to be able to release, rise, restore, and reclaim. I'm just saying, welcome to the Just Stop It Show with yours truly, the Grand Queen, coming at you. Came at you early at the pit stop mental health check-in, and here we are tonight at the Just Stop It Show. Rising, releasing, restoring, reclaiming. I'm just saying. Woo-hoo! Woo, I feel a praise. It's all right. It is, and as you know earlier, if you noticed on when I was on TikTok, my background screen was green because green stands for symbolizes uh, mental health awareness. We go green, wear green. It symbolizes mental health awareness and good mental health. So yeah, for men's mental health awareness month, we did speak on a couple of things. We talked about PTSD, the detour. We talked about how men pass through PTSD quietly, silently, because they believe that not all men, but some men believe that they should remain silent and suffer silently. That's not good. Our men should not suffer silently. PTSD can make emotions feel unpredictable, anger, fear. This is what our men are going through. And there should be a spiritual awakening in their spirit, a free space like this for our men to talk about. The Just Stop It Show and the Pit Stop are safe spaces for people to come in and safely at least have an initial conversation about what's going on. Bro, sis, you good? If you're not, then hey, it's time to get some tools to help you to release, rise, restore, and reclaim your life, your mind, because it's spiritual. And the word of God said that he is the light of the world. And where's that light? Where does that light shine from? The mind. And if your mind, once your mind has a different mindset, the best mindset, then it will shift to the right way. It will shift to be able to make the right decisions, to bring peace to your life. And you no longer live your life in pieces. Because now this is someone to share this quote from you, with you, from the ebook, God's Mind Over Our Matters. Now, this is the groundwork. We got to put in the work. But we're talking about breath work. We're talking about reframing your mind, shifting, the mind shift. That's all. It's simple. And this is a tool that will help you to detour, let your mind detour. It's okay to take those detours. Not a shortcut. Shortcut could be a crapshoot, a detour, meaning something that's meaningful to put you in a lead to where you need to go. So that's what this ebook is about, a detour to lead you to where you need to go. Now, from chapter 7, I already gave you chapter 2 on your champion. Chapter 7 is like a little reroute, for all those drivers who are good, who are good on the road. You know how to reroute. And life is like that. It reroutes us through pain, confusion, loss, and the spirit. However, the spirit of God never abandons us because we have that. It's like we were built for it. It's like it's built in. The spirit of God, meaning his conscience. Whether people believe in him or not, it doesn't matter. It's still God's conscience. He makes us conscious. And he redraws that map all day, every day, all the time. You just have to learn what the signs are. So God's mind over our matters means learning to pause at the detour and not cursing it. Learning to pause at the detour, not curse it. So the pit stop today, mental health check-in on a regular, that's ongoing, where we refuel. Sometimes you've got to refuel. It's okay to refuel, right? So we need places where we refuel, not where we fall or fail. And to tell you the truth, a fail is nothing but a challenge, which takes you to the championship. It's okay. The Nick showed us that, right? Ha! I'm just saying. So again, get this ebook. It's a tool to help you to release, rise, restore, and reclaim and reframe your detour. So it's okay. Sometimes you pivot, sometimes you detour. As long as you have the right benchmarks, lead you from one place to the other. And you'll live your life in what? Peace and not in pieces. So yeah, so we really went in for some heavy support for our men, and we still support our men ongoing, not just when June comes for men's mental health awareness month, PTSD awareness. No, this is ongoing support. This is how we release with ongoing support. This is how we rise with ongoing support. This is how we restore with ongoing support. This is how we reclaim with ongoing support. That's what it's about. So yeah, this is yours truly, the Grand Queen, coming at you. Oh, at the Just Stop It show. So please join us. Please join me at J Tire Forum 1 at YouTube live. I want to see you at YouTube live. So yeah, um, this is for you. This is a safe space, and please be respectful, or else you will hear crickets. You will be blocked. So please be respectful because this is a safe space. And this is not a medical advisory board. Please be aware. Please seek medical attention from your medical team. And always get a second opinion. Sometimes I did another show where I talked about, actually I posted a couple of shorts at TikTok, and go to TikTok at Grand Queen, TikTok, Grand Queen at TikTok, and you'll see the post that I made there when I talked about going to the doctor. Even on YouTube, I talked about sometimes the doctors treat you as a number, as though you're invisible, but it doesn't have to be. When you feel disconnected, you feel it because God made you to feel that, whether you are empath or not. You feel the disconnect, disassociation, and you're in the doctor, he or she is in a heated rush to get you in there and get you out of there. That's a disconnect. They're not concerned about you at all. We know that they have other patients to take care of, but you're one of them. And you should be treated as equally as important as everyone else because you're different, but you should not be treated indifferently. That part. So, just be aware you can always get a second opinion, third opinion until you get the true facts. It's factual. It's not what they think, it's factual. And then that's when you'll be able to rise, release, restore, and reclaim your health or whatever it is you're passing through. It's simple, not basic. So, yeah, here we are. Um, so, join the chat. Please hit me up at the chat at JTire Forum 1, at YouTube Just Us, and show me and just share what your thoughts are on freedom. Champion thinking. How have you confronted the an issue in your life? How have you confronted it? How did you rise above it? And what's the comeback? How did you reclaim your life? Are you still reclaiming your life? What's your comeback? Meaning, what's your end game? Right? So, if you don't know, now you know. Here's a tool, God's Mind Over Our Matters ebook at Google, Amazon, and Barnes and Nobles. Get to it, get with it, get through it. Release, rise, restore, and reclaim. Right? And break what? Break generational customs. I hear people talk about generational curses. Really, it's customs, to make it plain. Break generational customs that lead to nothingness. This is what Juneteenth is about. You know, breaking up the breaking the old, outdated customs. It's okay to have practices as long as they are meaningful and they're creating more meaning in your life. If it's not, leave it alone. So break those generational curses and get rid of what? Unfriend nothingness. Find out what nothingness is. And careful with your access. Careful. Take access, the access to your spirit, the access to your time, the access to your finances, the access to your life. Be careful who and how you give that access to. It is an asset. Your spirit man, your spirit self is an asset. You are your best asset. Know that. So please be mindful of the kind of access that you give to people. Mind it like it's gold, because there's others who's mining your access. So be careful on how you monitor your access, and do not allow others to monitor your access, because God has given you He's given us so many amazing means and tools to live by. It's bananas. The call to action is freedom. What's your freedom word? Somebody hit me up at the chat at JTire Forum 1. Share your freedom words with us. Share your freedom words with us. Right? I would love to hear from you. Okay? So join the chat. And remember, I'm live. Good evening, good morning, good night, good afternoon, everyone, whoever you are, wherever you are. We're talking about building. We're talking about building. Yes, building. Building your healing, building your peace, and your time. Your time is valuable too. Don't forget that, family. Your time is valuable. You know, let me just talk about this right here. So many times people are how you say, when they're talking to you, they're on the phone, they're answering calls, they're answering texts, they're answering emails. I mean, that's too much access to somebody when they are engaged in a conversation. That's too much. That's not freedom. Because now you are not being your best asset at that time. Remember, you are your best asset. And having access to you is, come on, that's like going to the bank. I'm just saying. and freedom. That equates with your freedom. So the call to action, drop your freedom word. My freedom word is release, rise, restore, and reclaim. What's yours? Hit me up at Just Us. Go to J Tire. Go to YouTube at Just Us, JUST, US. That's capital JUST, capital U Us. And that is J Tire Form 1. So hit me up at Just Us, and I'll see you in the chat. For those of you who've joined me live, thank you for joining. I appreciate you. And this is Juneteenth, coming up on Juneteenth week, and we're excited. For those of you, this is not about a celebration. This is about a lifestyle. We're talking about freedom, what freedom means to us, and how to keep the history and change history and expand the freedom, the history of freedom, breaking those chains, breaking generational customs. That's what it's about. That's what Juneteenth is about. And it's also technically our 4th of July. I'm just saying, those of you, get the facts. Don't take my word for it. Get the facts. And again, we embrace our men. This is still Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. This is still Mental Health Awareness Month, period. Go green. Wear green in support. And for those of you who are going to Juneteenth um, celebrations tomorrow, be careful. There's a lot of haters out there. Be careful and enjoy each other safely. Make changes safely. Release, rise, restore, and reclaim freedom safely. You do not have a right to hurt each other just to reclaim freedom. Stuff happens, and sometimes you do have to take it by force, but it doesn't mean it has to resolve, that the resolve is violence. It has been in history because we have been through enough. We have been through enough violence. It's time to change the trajectory of violence. So it's time to break those generational customs that lead to nothingness. So please be aware of why we are here. We're here to build, restore, rise, and reclaim. And just want to give a shout out to all those who came through earlier on, at the just at the pit stop, sharing the mental health break, the mental health check-in at the pit stop. Just want to thank you for joining earlier this evening, and also giving a shout out to Big Sister Margaret, my big sister Margaret. Shout out to you, and to Shannon. Shout out to Shannon. Um, Also shout out to well, that's our mother and son duo. My guy, my used to be oh gosh, he wore so many hats. I love you though. You wore so many hats, and I appreciate you both. Um, and I miss you, big sister Margaret. And shout out to Ari, and shout out to Joe, my big Joe, and Dr. K. Shout out to him, and my brother. Oh my God, all my brothers, all my sisters. Shout out to my big bro. Um, I tell you, he's a giant. He's a champion. Mm. Oh my God, Albert, you the champ, and so many of you. We are all champions in this world that we're living in, and we have a chance to fix stuff. We can't fix everything, but we can do stuff in God's mind over our matters. And this is a tool. We need so many tools, and this ebook is one tool that will get you where you got to go. This ebook is a tool that will help you to break generational customs. You know that, and cut off the nothingness. We actually redeem the nothingness for something. Redeem the nothingness for value, and bring value to your life. So go to Google Books, go to the Play Store, go to Amazon, go to Barnes and Nobles, and you will find this book, God's Mind Over Our Matters. Remember, these things happen first in the mind. We're talking about champion thinking. Freedom delayed is not freedom denied. That's champion thinking. It's about freeing ourselves. Freeing me helps me to free me and free you. Now, I guess some people are saying, like, hey, who said I need to be free? I'm already free. Well, what's your freedom words? Hit me up in the chat at Just Us. Tell me what your freedom words are. And share some tools for this month and forthgoing, because the summer is coming. The summer is coming, family, and let me tell you, and it's fast upon us, and it's going to be a wild one. It's already wild. The Knicks won. Pfeiffer's on. The championship, it, boxing championships. The guy won, and I don't know. He's just, people are just so dissatisfied about the wins. It's crazy. And competition across in the basketball world, Knicks fans versus non-Knicks fans. I mean, it was crazy, and some of it was pretty violent. However, remember anger. Be careful. Be careful with anger. Anger should not be used as a weapon. Anger should not be used as a weapon. It should be used effectively because it really helps you to figure stuff out. It should not be used unwarranted. It should not be used as, again, as a weapon to fuel your ego. Most people use anger to fuel their ego. It's unhealthy. There's healthy anger and there's unhealthy anger. Anger should not be destructive. Anger should create structure because it helps you to get your little feelings and your your headspace together because you have a cause to be angry. You have it means something. You're not angry for nothing. You're not over the top. You're not destructive angry. So break those generational customs that lead to nothingness. Handle your emotions. God is the light of the world. Jesus is the light of the world. Where's that light? Your headspace. So shine and share. Shine and share. Become accountable. Drop your freedom words. Drop your freedom words. Mine are release, rise, restore, and reclaim, family. Those are mine. What's yours? Drop them at Just Us at YouTube. Hit me up in the chat. I'd love to see you. And again, thank you for those who joined me at TikTok live stream earlier. And here we are again at StreamYard. I appreciate you at YouTube. So remember, champions are not bullies too, family. Champions do not bully. They do not move on assumptions. They build. They build. They build. They build. They build. They build peace. So build your peace and build your healing. Also to our men, build your peace and build your healing. We know you want peace. We know that that's all most men want, real men. And now our men are becoming more accountable because they are the protectors no matter what the world says. They are the protectors of women and children. And if they're, and it could be your father, your grandfather, your brother, your boyfriend, your spouse, whoever, they are the protectors of this world and along with women in leadership. So we're learning what equality means as well. However, it still stands. God made them the protectors of such, and that's okay. So women, it's also time for us to release, rise, restore, and reclaim our spot and bring and handle those generational customs that lead to nothingness and learn how to bring our feminine energy. Learn how to expand our feminine energy so that our men can have balance. And those who have fallen off the wall, who are just on the wall, nothing we can do about that. We can only do those who want to make change, or only help those who want to, who are in the mind shift stage, who are using tools of change. That's it. And that's how we break generational customs. So it's about the mind shift, family. So again, champions unite. Champions release. Champions rise. Champions restore. Champions reclaim. That's what it's about. And happy Juneteenth to everyone. And drop your freedom words at Just Us. Also, drop how you have changed customs. Drop some of the customs you changed and how you're changing history. And also the tools that you've used at Just Us. J Tire Form 1 at YouTube. Go to Just Us at YouTube and drop some of those call to actions. Those are tools. That's a call to action. Having a call to action, that's a tool. A tool to release, rise, restore, and reclaim. Also, go to Grand Queen at TikTok. I would love to hear from you. And for those of you who say, "Hey, you don't need to hear me," listen, it's okay. We want to see all the champions coming up on the horizon and going from nothingness to somethingness, to putting it down heavy and hard. Also, there's a song that says, um, "I choose, I choose me." Now, choosing me also means sometimes to choose you with me, because technically, it's not going to happen without you, and it's not going to happen without me in some parts, in some way. So we need each other. Champions need each other. Remember that. Champions need each other, but you got to know who the champions are and leave the spirit slaves where they at. You have spirit lights and you have spirit slaves. Leave the spirit slaves alone and follow up with the spirit lights, which will take you right into the championship. So for those, whether you were Knicks fans or whatever fans you were, champion up. That's the goal. Champion up. Boss up, champion up, and you will be free. Peace, love, and joy.